All right, welcome. What is up, GDQ? Just a quick heads up, there is so much speed tech in this game that unfortunately we won't be able to go through everything, so just bear with us. And joining me for this run for the commentary will be Edward G and QD.
Hello.
Say hello, guys.
Hello.
And all right, I guess let's get started. Ed, would you like to do the countdown?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hype!
Good luck,
luck.
Muty.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so you can see Muty doing a lot of B-upping right here. Some very good B-upping. He's the wall jacker holder. Some say he's the best B-upper out there. And yeah, we're gonna B-up through the entire game pretty much. And here we're gonna see the first instance of NPC manipulation, getting him closer to the scanner, so we save a bit of time. And right there you saw a frame drop. That was actually not a lag, that was an intentional drop of the frame rate by the runner to open the door quicker and get through quicker, yeah. You can see the same here. There we loaded the map again to make the NPCs react faster to being pushed. And that was also an NPC abuse, pushing the NPC to open the door.
NPC abuses are going to be a big part of the run, where we most of the time scare NPCs into opening doors for us. So we are deploying explosives and they run away from it. That's usually how it works, but there are a lot of tiny manipulations like here. This very precise setup sets up the scientists right in front of the retinal scanner, and we're saving like fractions of a second there. So the game is very optimized. It is a traditional speedrunning game, and we have done a lot of optimization over the years that we are coming down to this kind of stuff.
We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong. No, please, I don't
So
want to die.
I'm going to take the time that we have right now to start explaining some of the big tricks that is coming up in this game, where we're basically saving 2 minutes. So there was a time when we were just skipping the cutscene, and now we're basically skipping all of the going around as well. And it's called the test chamber skip. So down there in this cage that you see below the window, there will be coming out a card soon. And we're going to make an object boost. Object boosts are a technique that we're going to use a lot in this run, where we are using an object, getting velocity with it, and then we're going to ramp up on the side of this machine, and we're going to fly up into the air in the room towards a trigger that is there, that has been left there probably for some testing purposes, that we can use to get to the next level. So that way we're skipping all of this, the rest of this chapter after the scripted scene has run out.
We'll take it from here. Power to stage 1 emitters in 3, 2.
So yes, in short, change level trigger up there in the air. Then card is gonna come up. We're gonna perform an object boost, and we're gonna ramp up the slope and up into the load trigger.
Yeah, afterwards we want to go to that window down there. And you can see that's a big drop, right? So what we can do is something called the jump bug, which is a method of canceling fall damage. It is a frame perfect trick, and it's frame rate dependent. You can only do jump bugs at certain frame rates.
Overhead capacitors to 5, 7.
There's multiple ways to cancel fall damage that we're gonna see throughout the run, such as slow bugs and angle bugs, and yeah.
So yeah, and Muty is now going to do this. It is not only frame perfect, it's also pixel perfect. That's why he was aligning there. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's go. Hopefully well. Oh, there we go.
Very nice.
Nice, landed on the side.
And the jump bug, very nice.
First try. So this is where the run
Perfect.
really takes off now. Unforeseen consequences, heavy movement chapter. These 3 lasers are pretty much like a countdown. It was an FPS manipulation again.
A lot of clean B-upping. It's very impressive. Like, I'm still impressed to this day when I watch Muty B-up. It's truly incredible.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
like
some very high level.
he has really optimized his technique, so you can get an optimal acceleration from your movements according to how you move your mouse, how you perform the circles, because you're gaining speed from the circles, and he has just optimized this very much. And making all these little chains. So if you want to learn something, like, I mean, there are a lot of good beer hoppers also in AG, but Muty really has optimized the game a lot.
All right, we're gonna pick up a lot of armor here for an upcoming trick.
Yeah, it's called electricity skip. We're pretty much gonna hop through the electricity and take damage.
So he just jumped through the electricity there. Usually would have to go around, and even there was a skip earlier. And now we're doing this. It really only saves time if you're able to consistently keep your HP afterwards. So again, a micro optimization there. It's really about just a few seconds.
Here's a new trick, hopefully.
Nice.
Very well done.
That's really hard. So he was lowering the game to 4 FPS, picking up the shotgun earlier, but he basically lost control over the game during that time. So he had to, right after, pretty much very instantly perform the right actions to turn around and shoot the window to get through. Very fluent so far.
God, you're here.
So there was an NPC abuse with Barney. He opened the door. We're going to see this again now. He's shooting the scientist, stopping him. And he got through the door. The scientist was opening the door. He's just skipped the complete chapter.
That is a ton of time saved there, compared to just running through the whole chapter.
Yeah, something like 2 to 3 minutes, I guess. Nice. There was another form of canceling fall damage there. He was landing on this tiny ladder. When you latch on the ladder, no matter how much fall speed you have, you just lose it instantly.
Oh, missed the health kit. What a bummer.
Yeah, he pre-strafed straight into a damage boost, utilizing 4 FPS to take less damage and save time later on. HP management is very important in the run.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, when you're not getting a medkit, that usually means you're losing like 1.5 seconds, because you have to invest this exact time to get those 15 HP back from a health recharger.
Ooh. Can I hit this? Come on. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
That was very
Nice.
close there. That was
It's a very
an edge
hard
bug.
trick.
He's coming up.
Unfortunately, I couldn't build up enough speed to be able to edge bug off of that roof there.
At least it was a lot harder. And here we see another edge bug, like the 2 we just saw.
Or not. There we go.
This is
That
just
was
a hard.
actually, an edge bug into a slow bug, so we actually got a lot of speed from that, which saves us the need to pre-strafe. Saves a bit of time.
All right, here comes a pretty swag boost. Hopefully I can get it. What? Oh, no. There we go.
Nice.
Doesn't save a tremendous amount of time, but it's one of the most cool-looking tricks in the game, and one of the most interesting ones.
Yeah, well, with this trick, you can very much see the evolution of this game. When it was found, it was pretty much impossible to get it first try. It took a long time for the top runners to learn how to get it consistent. Nowadays, when you're going for one of the top times, you need to get this trick first try.
Yeah. It's some very high level gameplay. It's incredible.
Yeah, the run has been grinded down very much in the last time. Now we are at like, I think 26 minutes and 48 seconds. I'm gonna talk a little bit later about this as well. So yeah, this was the chapter Blastwood. We're almost at the end. Pretty much straight went to the different buttons, activated everything, went back to the tentacle room, activated the button through the window, so he didn't need to stand on the inner side. This is one of the features of the game. You can activate buttons despite collision.
Yeah, the game doesn't check for collision for using things through walls.
And pretty much like we've got Hostiles earlier, where he was doing the NPC abuse with the scientist that was opening the door for him. Power up, starting now, is gonna be done in like 10 seconds.
There we go.
Just light
That's
up.
pretty much it.
Remember when we used trip mines for power up? Now we just completely skip on that too.
Yeah, you needed to get some additional trip mines. And of course,
Very
very much
smart
earlier.
use of them.
Yeah. This chain here, Muty just performed, is very much harder than it really looks.
Needed to redo that because I wasn't satisfied with the resulting speed from that.
Also, when you're not getting the right speed, you're taking damage from people shooting you from the side. This is happening a little bit right now, but there is another possibility to get some health. All right, coming up is one of the hard tricks in this game, the so-called nade rails.
Okay, good.
Saved.
That was close. That was close.
So it is really hard enough to maintain your speed in this game because you have to scroll for the jump inputs and you need to time your scrolling so that you get the jump input when you're hitting the floor. Now here in this tunnel, you're getting stuck on the side all the time, even if you're doing it normally. And Muty is doing a grenade boost here. So he needs to do all of this with even more speed and can only save time during the chapter if he manages to keep that speed. So this is really a very hard thing to do, and it is world record run. He got like a 2:35 time and on a rail. He did that perfectly there. And all these micro strafes, it might not be so obvious when you're new to the game, but like you're getting speed from strafing left and right in the air, and he does all these micro strafes. He shortens up the pathway and still gets some speed out of this.
There is
So very
incredible depth to this. Alright, so you can see right there, Muty pressed the button through the wall again. So he's not stuck inside a room. He doesn't need to wait any longer than we can. He's also grabbing a medkit through the wall. I mean, using a health charger. Very convenient.
And this is a timing method. He's timing when he can get out of the door. Exactly. So that this door won't be closed. If he goes through too early, it was a jump bug
Another
again.
jump bug. First try. Very well executed.
Oh yeah, I've added custom chapter titles, so
Yeah,
mainly shoutouts for
we just
all the beats.
entered apprehension. Is
So
it
now
time
we have
for
a little bit of
donations?
time. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Ed.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've
Time for some donations.
Yeah, we've got some here. We have a $10 donation from Parochial Joe, who says you're gonna need a bigger boat. We have a $25 donation from Tazo, who says, hello to my good friend Muty, the greatest Hungarian speedrunner of all time. Really happy to see you here. Good luck on surface tension especially. Sending lots of love to you all. We have time for another?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, this is a big one. We have Commodore Perry, who sends along $250. And they say, hello, Gordon. Look, Gordon, a donation. We can use these for big causes. Help me, Gordon. Thank you, Commodore. Thank you very much.
Very generous.
Love that one.
We have another big one here. There's no message attached to this one, but Albino Weasel sends along $400. Thank you very much. Unbelievable. Thank you for the 400.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Alright, we got captured.
All this. Didn't you already ask me that? Maybe. I don't know if we should go any further.
Awkward silence.
I can continue if you'd like, because we have a few more.
Go for
Go
one
on.
more.
Okay,
Go for
one more. All right, we have a $25 donation from Solid Snake US, who says, longtime watcher, first time donating, definitely had to donate this AGDQ due to my experience with cancer last year, and I'm hoping I'm in the clear this year. Thank you so much for all of the years of great entertainment and great runs.
So we have entered now the chapter Residue Processing. After Muty got captured in the game, he lost all of his weapons. So now we're pretty much back to the basics, where you only have the crowbar, and this is a heavy movement chapter. So this is some bunny hopping through vents, and what we're going to see now is the so-called meat grab, where you are taking this object in the goo, and then you are doing an object boost through the vent, maintaining all of your speed. This is pretty much how you need to do it.
Incredible.
That was
Just
very,
incredible.
very good. That was very good. So, as you can see, like, we're doing all of these crazy strategies nowadays in the run. You really need to do them to get the world record. Because just recently we had this race going on between Muty and Maxim. And I mean, people know that Maxim was holding the world record for a long time, who are a little bit into the community and the run. And they were battling each other over this world record and grinded the times down to the 27, mid 27, low 27, first 26 by Maxim, and then the 26:48 by Muty. So it was a real hype, and a lot of people said like this was a real event in speedrunning in general. So this really changed the way how difficult the game is. So shoutouts to Maxim.
Big shoutouts.
So in short, we've just killed Half-Life speedrunning in general.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I blame Maxim. We love you, Maxim.
All right. I love this blue color.
Very calming, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this is
Hopefully
a
I get there
prelude
on
to
the
surface
cycle.
tension.
The calm before the
much
storm, you know.
Exactly.
SD is a big mess.
But we're gonna get the Gauss gun, and I think I'm gonna
All right,
explain
yeah.
that myself. So in short, the Gauss gun has, when you use the alternate fire, recoil, and if you build it up completely, slowly, it has insane recoil, and it can just make us fly everywhere we want to, and we're gonna be abusing that a lot for the rest of the run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an 8 there. Nice try, Mr. Soldier.
So there was
here it
actually
is.
ammunition duping there, saving during the animation and loading again. So it duped the ammunition, especially the grenades. So yeah, the special thing about the Gauss gun is that it gives you a boost, so you're getting faster, much faster, but you don't take any damage usually. We're gonna see different ways to use it. So the first thing is that he's just going to take a forward boost here.
And then this big boy.
Yeah, he just skipped pretty much everything in this map. He went straight to the end.
Oh.
And what we
Pretty
can
long
also
arm
do
round.
is an upcoming ricochet boost at the cliffside.
Pressing the valve through the wall there, as we usually do. To open the hatch right here.
I'm just gonna sit here so the helicopter doesn't shred us to pieces.
Chopper RNG.
Alright, so upcoming, we have C2P, stands for Call to Pipe. It's a self-got trick recently found by Carl Dittler, shout outs to him. And yeah, it allows us to skip the entire section right there, very quickly. The fastest strat, I would say.
And another ramp up. Goes to a ramp, shoots the gauze behind him, and lifts up into the air, skips over the wall. There is a lot of tiny manipulations going on that we really can't point out all the time. We're actually sad that we can't do that. It's just too much, too many things.
You can see how
Nicely saved.
incredibly useful the gas gun is in like everywhere pretty much. And you can use it in multiple ways to boost yourself. You can also boost yourself upwards with self-gases. Or you damage yourself because there's a ricochet effect to the laser that it shoots.
Coming up is Maxima HD.
Well, hopefully maximized because it's not an easy trick to pull off, but we'll try.
Especially on the HP.
That'll do.
Yes,
All right, there
oh
we
my
go.
God.
First try, very nice.
Incredible.
That was just a series of tricks.
Very hard to execute. And we're stuck in the infinite health door, the infamous infinite health door. And I think I have already enough HP, but basically what it is it's just pretty much a leftover from beta development where supposedly Barney would get stuck on the doors, and then they would just kill him off or something like that. But they've accidentally added -1 damage to the door instead of 1 damage. So it's actually giving us HP every single frame. So we just got 100 HP every single second there, and it just speeds up the rest of the run insanely.
I'm gonna see a water chain right here. Utilizing the self-gas, very nice.
And these
Good thing I haven't
self-gases,
run out.
these self-gases also depend on what your speed is, what direction you go, where you're doing the self-gas. It can slow you down, it can lift you up. So this again, some pretty precise business.
And
Thank God.
Lambda core.
I
So
was
yeah, I
getting
think
worried there for a second about the Hornet gun. Well, there are Hornet aliens at the end of Forget About Freeman, and if their shots make it through the level load trigger and touch you, your game instantly crashes. So thankfully that didn't happen.
it looked very close.
Yeah. Is it time for donations again?
If you think it is, then,
Yeah, let's go
then
for some.
we have some.
All right.
All right.
Of course.
All right. Now stick with me here. This is pretty. I'm gonna try my best on this one. We have $25 donation from G-Man, who says, "Mr. Muty in the flesh, I took the liberty of donating $25. Perhaps more adequate funding would occur if you and your couch would do your best impression of myself as per request of my employer. All of this, of course, is payment for taking care of an enemy of mine, a certain GLaDOS. Thank you, G-Man, for the $25. And
That was awesome. I would clap, but my hands are full right now.
it is all right. And we also have $33.33 from Bitcore, who says, Gordon, look out!
Oh my G-Man.
Was that our G-Man? What do you guys think?
I think so, yes.
You think? Yes.
We need to
The
ask him
G-Man.
later. Thanks, G-Man.
Smile.
Smile.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh, or rather, in the
Do we have some more donations? Because I think we can go for a couple more.
Yeah, just step in whenever you're ready to take back over. We have a $5 donation from the Real Forest Elf, who says, hey, Muty, nice seeing you here. Have an awesome fun run. Greetings to the whole Half-Life Speedrun family and my Tomb Runners out there. Stay awesome. Godspeed. We have a $15 donation from Kiros, who says, congrats on making it to $1 million. Let's get to 2 or 3. I agree. We have a $50 donation from II Baron, who says, always a fantastic, well-run event. $15 from Daver Boy, who says, no comment. Well, okay, but only a little bit of comment. We have $10 from, it looks like Colt Lillebror, who says, Muty, good luck on the run, and thanks for the shout out and amazing commentary.
Hey, thank you, Colt.
Oh, yeah.
We have $250 from Sphinx, who says, long-time watcher, first-time donator. Oh, no. Good luck to all the runners and keep up the amazing work. Greetings from Germany.
Jeez, Muty.
I don't know what is happening, okay? Just bear with me. Okay, we're good.
Oh my god.
That's
All
a
right,
first.
This is supposed to be an
we're coming-
supposed to be an auto scroller.
Yeah, usually it is. But I mean, these things happen. These things happen all the time. The thing can glitch out in the end. All right, some interloper now. This is the hardest thing to get done when you are so far into the run and you're about to PB. This is the chapter that's gonna make or break you, because it has a lot of hard chains, boosts left and right. Going through the teleporter usually means you are about 1 minute away from the end of the run. It's a nice trick.
It's coming up soon.
And a double nade boost into the teleporter, skipping all of this room.
Oh. Okay, that was not looking good. Let's try again.
Much better.
Well, that's
I jinxed it.
jinxing. Okay, we're good.
All right, there we go. This is the last map of the last chapter.
The final boss.
Neela. Remember how it took all of you people like 10 minutes at least to beat this boss? Yeah, we're just gonna speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, like 20 something
mind.
seconds.
World record is a low 19 seconds.
And time.
Time.
Fine.
GG.
GG.
GG. All right, let's watch the in-game timer. 28:12.
Oh wow, that's very good.
I'm
That's
pretty
very
happy
good,
with that. Okay, that's a good run.
Very good marathon time.
All right. Thanks GDK for having us. It was a pleasure. It's just great. I have no words. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this run. Shout outs to OaksJ for making the custom sound pack. Check out his YouTube channel. He's great. And he made a last minute sound pack for the game for us all to enjoy. Shout outs to the Source Sons community. And yeah, love you all.
As for the suit,
Thanks.
I think you
I would also like to shout out Supaye, David, and my brother. Thank you very much for having me, Muty, and thanks for having us, GDQ. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks
I
again.
thank you, Ed. Thank you, Cutie.
work you managed over there.
All right, and thank you, Muty. That was Half-Life, a fantastic run. Absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for that. Coming up next, we're getting set up for our next run. It's Panache with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Coming up next on Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online. Got a few more donations here. Just want to go over real fast that came on through. We had a $5 donation from that one nerd online who says, I'm donating in honor of prog rock legend Neil Peart, who lost his battle with cancer on this day last year. Let's get this awful disease out of here. I agree completely. Get out, indeed. We have $25 from Happenstance and Roxapopoulos, who says, so much hype for this GDQ, and we still have a few days left to go. Putting this towards the Mario run, because more GDQ runs mean more hype potential. And if you don't know what they're referring to, our next bonus game is a Super Mario 64 blindfolded 16-star run. Goodness, you got to see that. You see what I did there? See, blindfolded. All right, anyways, we'll be right back after a few words. All right. Thank you very much for sticking with us through the short break there. We're back at Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online. Going to tell you a little bit about one of our sponsors right now, the Yeti, the official merch supporter of Games Done Quick events since 2011. Over $1.5 million donated to GDQ charities. All profits from the AGDQ 2021 collection will go to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. The collection is available until January 10th at midnight. Get your order in before it's gone at www.theyeti.com. And right now, while we're getting set up for our next run, we have an interview coming up with the run 2 runs from now. We have a Resident Evil 5 co-op run coming up, and Blechy is going to be doing an interview with our 2 runners, DECosmic and AvuKamu.
Hey guys, I am Blechy here with DECosmic and AvuKamu, who are going to be running that Resident Evil 5 real soon. Really excited for it, guys. How are you both doing today?
Great, man. How are you?
Amazing.
Good. Nice, nice. So I'm really excited for this. You may not know this, but we are just 2 days shy of the 10-year anniversary of the last Resident Evil 5 co-op run. I mean, we've seen over the past 10 years, we've seen so many different Resident Evil runs. Cosmic, tell us a little bit of everything in the series. Why did you choose to submit Resident Evil 5?
Resident Evil 5 was actually the first Resident Evil game that I bought and played like all the way through back in 2009. And one of my friends convinced me to play it with her, and I was just like, sure, why not? You know, and it happened to be a lot of fun. And now, like 10 years later, I was like, this is still one of my favorite games, like of all time. So I just decided to run it and submit it. Yeah.
Very cool. Kamu, anything you'd like to add about why Resident Evil 5 speaks to you in particular?
Yeah, I think for those familiar with the Resident Evil series, every game has its own niche. If you look at the OG PlayStation, Nintendo games, it's that set camera angle, third person, and then you get to Resident Evil 7, first person horror. I think Resident Evil 5 is a pretty good tribute with a lot of OG and new elements combined.
Yeah, and I think another really cool thing about it is, of course, as we'll be seeing shortly, it has that co-op mode. I think it's the first Resident Evil game with co-op mode, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
Yes.
I think it was the first one to feature it like in full capacity.
Cool. I mean, I love a good co-op run. I've done several myself in the past. Kamu, tell me a little bit. What does co-op add coming from single player?
Obviously, there's an IRL perspective. One of the difficult things of co-op is coordinating your schedules. Obviously, within the game itself, it's actually kind of cool because you don't have to rely on AIs doing things. And another good example is if one of you makes a mistake, the other can potentially pick up on your slack, which saves a run. As a lot of speedrunners know, resetting is a really major part of it.
Very cool. But and I saw that actually, I think the world record is actually 9 minutes faster in co-op than single player. Cosmic, what exactly is faster about co-op mode?
The biggest thing is mainly that in solo, obviously you're doing everything by yourself. So tasks that become like 3 or 4 steps in co-op, they're cut down to like 1 or 2 steps. Just because one person, like the whole thing with co-op is that you're going to be sort of maximizing the amount of things that each player is doing at a time. So one person's not just like left hanging doing nothing. So for example, the most obvious example is that in solo, you'll have to go and pick up a key and then run all the way back to a certain area to go ahead and like activate the cutscene. However, in co-op, the second player is just going to sit in that area where the cutscene triggers while the other player goes and picks up the key. So you just save like...
So are you actually kind of sharing inventory in a way?
Yeah, to an extent. Like each player kind of has their role. So like I'll be using the handgun a lot of the run. So all like the handgun drops and everything are going to go over, passing ammo back and forth, or we'll be passing heals back and forth in order to do all that sort of stuff. The key items in the game are actually shared between the players. So you can really there's gates that you have to open or doors that you have to open. So I'll pick up like one key in one area and then Kamu will technically have it on his person. So then he can go and open that up immediately. He'll be already getting into position to do that. So it's really just all about task delegation.
Gotcha. Kamu, it sounds like there's a lot of routing involved here. How did you kind of go about kind of planning this entire route out?
Well, of course I got to do that self plug. The world record is ours, so it is our routing. I guess because it was already an established game, I would imagine with games that have already been run, as you said, over 10 years, there have been small optimizations, and obviously there have been people who have ran the game a lot longer than us. I think it's always good to have a fresh input, because I feel like if you run a game for too long, you get really tunnel vision, and to not really looking for new strategies that would be really obvious to a viewer or a new runner. Yeah, I think the main part of optimizing a co-op run is obviously, for any speed run, I guess, would be just be familiar with the game, and obviously understand that each time you want to play it, if you want to get better, it's going to be harder because you want to pick up less things, you want to pick up less heals, you want to, try new lines. Maybe we don't have to kill this guy. Can we just dodge him, run by him, and just smaller stuff like that eventually adds up.
Cool. Cosmic, you were telling me a bit before this interview that there's actually a lot of variance between runs compared to one another. What would you say causes that variance? Is it a luck factor or kind of execution?
I definitely say it's luck. It's that the execution that's required throughout the run is really consistent. So it's all about kind of how you adapt to the little things that the enemies do. And then sometimes there's a couple of tough RNG spots as far as a couple of the bosses. And those are really the big ones. In our most recent PB, on one of the longer sections of the game, the boss there gave us some really, really bad patterns, and it cost us 20 or 30 seconds, I want to say. And it was just wow, it was one of those, this has never happened moments. But then, we finally ran into that sort of RNG, and it was okay. But then in some of the sections where you're, where you have to encounter just these very precarious situations, and because you're spending a lot of your gold on rocket launchers to do a lot of bosses and stuff. So a lot of your inventory is really stripped down, and you may not have the amount of weapons or heals or anything that the developers thought you might have had at that point. So you're maybe kind of underleveled in some way. So you get to some of these precarious sections, and you really just kind of have to plan around just just small adaptations here and there. So a lot of these small adaptations kind of add up over time.
Got it. Very cool. I'm looking forward to the run. We're going to wrap up here with a couple questions from Twitter. Let's see here. From Dr. Bacon 22. He's asking, what are your favorite costumes? Cosmic, we'll start with you.
I'm actually going to go with Heavy Metal Chris.
And you, Kamu?
I'm going to go with Business Sheva, just because it's sleek and I like women with class,
Very nice. Very nice. We got another question coming in here. Spade Ace tweets asked, preferred character to run through the game with. You each have this character for the co-op run, so this might already be answered. But yeah, let's start with you, Kamu, your preferred character?
Probably Chris, for mechanic reasons. There's a part where Chris actually pushes a crate a lot faster than Sheva, and I can't imagine the main character, the protagonist of Resident Evil is, worse than a side character that only appears in one game. So
how about you, Cosmic?
Yeah, I also prefer running through the game with Chris. It's the arms man. He's just too good. Yeah. He's a really cool character though. He's definitely he's probably my favorite Resident Evil character. He's just really cool. There's a lot to him. Depth wise. He goes through the biggest character development throughout the course of the series. So
cool stuff. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you both so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So coming up next, we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Right after that will be Resident Evil co-op. Stay tuned. It's going to be great. Back to you, Eternal Enigma.
All right, Blechy, thank you very much. Definitely looking forward to that RE5 co-op run coming up in 2 runs. We have our next run still getting set up. It's Panache with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Getting that set up. Got a few more donations and want to talk about another bid incentive before we get into that here. We have, oh boy, we have $25 from G-Man, who says, here is the extra payment. Of course. Goodbye, Mr. Muty. Thank you, G-Man. And we have $11 from Time Spinner, who says $11 for an 11 out of 10 G-Man. Oh, Time Spinner, thank you very much. Real quick, just want to remind you about our next bid in